I stand before you today as a candidate for the Democratic nomination for the presidency of the United States of America.
I was in junior high school when she was nominated to run for President of the United States, and I think all of us were incredibly thrilled and proud of her. Of course, coming from New York made it even richer for all of us living in New York City.
I am not the candidate of Black America, although I am Black and proud.
It was really an amazing experience. Here was an African American woman running for office in a time where a lot of African Americans were still being very poorly treated in housing, on the job, in their communities. So she was a real inspiration for so many.
I am not the candidate of the women's movement of this country, although I am a woman, and I'm equally proud of that. I am not the candidate of any political bosses or fat cats or special interests. I am the candidate of the people of America.
I started the Gender Equality Law Center because after 25 years of litigating cases on behalf of women and members of the LGBT communities, I still thought there was a great deal to be done. I grew up with the promise that the women's rights movement was really advancing at a certain pace. This is going back to the 60s and 70s. And 20, 30, 40 years later, here we are, and women are still struggling with equal pay, the opportunity to not lose their jobs when they're pregnant, outdated stereotypes concerning sexual harassment and sexual assault, a whole variety of ways in which women are still limited. Look at our federal government right now. You don't see a lot of women in positions of power. And I felt after 25 years of litigating in the private sector that I was really interested in testing other ways to advance women's rights, separate from the more narrow box of just being a traditional lawyer. I wanted to work on policies, I wanted to work more in coalitions, I wanted to have access to government. I wanted there to be discussions and conversations that I thought could lead to meaningful change for women. I think Gelk's work is even more important than it was a year ago, and I think there were many issues to address even then, because under the current administration, you just have to look at the paper or listen to the radio every day to see and hear that the rights of women and the rights of the LGBT community, instead of advancing, may actually be rolled back during this administration. I am thrilled to be getting an award that is named on behalf of Shirley Chisholm.
I will tell the truth about the visible differences of race and sex that have been used to isolate women of all racial groups and minority men as an unpaid or underpaid source of labor, whether they are working in factories or fields, in their own kitchens or other people's kitchens, in office buildings or in government agencies and on college campuses.